Battler's cry burned the world with a white light, and when one's eyes were opened to that brilliant light, the two of them could be seen in a rose garden.
Oh, fuck.
先手はどちらから？
俺だ。
潔し。
The rose garden, where beautiful rose petals danced. The color of those rose petals was red. Was that proof, or simply a claim that the two of them facing each other in this beautiful rose garden was the red and only truth? That must be why the roses are red. But in the language of flowers, roses are passion, not truth. The flower for truth is forget-me-not. That flower is blue.
俺の青き真実で全てをうがつ。全て一番最初から一番最初のゲームから始めるぜ。
よかろう。そなたのお手並みを拝見しよう。来い。
行くぜ。すでに宣言済みだが、もう一度言う。こいつは前回のゲームの南條先生の殺人だけじゃないぜ。一番最初からのあらゆるゲームのあらゆる場面を切り裂ける。
Oh shit.
This is gonna be huge.
Oh!
Okay.
後宮金蔵はすでに死亡している。よって島の本当の人数は17人。そこに未知の人物 X が加わることで18。この人物 X の存在の過程によって17人全員にアリバイがあっても犯行は可能になる。これにより人間の数18人を満たしつつにもかかわらず、一見18人全員にアリバイがあっても犯人 X の存在と犯行は可能になる。
You can break through all of the murders in episode 1 by supposing an unknown person X. Furthermore, it is even possible to explain the mystery of Kinzo's evaporation from the locked room sealed by the receipt by making the bold assumption that Kinzo wasn't there from the beginning. Unless Beato countered this with the red truth, the witch illusions of episode 1 would be completely smashed. The blue truth was valid.
Oh! What?
The wedge of blue truth that Battler had released stabbed right through the top of Beato's left foot. Was the red blood that poured out from there her defense in the red truth? Beato shut one of her eyes tightly, enduring the unbearable pain from the wedge of blue truth that denied her.
悪くない。だが、まだまだわらわは否定されてはおらん。この程度では足りぬわ。続くゲームでは、それだけで説明できる謎があるぞ。
どの謎だ？
第2のゲームの終盤で、ジョージがゴーダとシャノンを引き継ぎ、夏日の部屋に立てこもり殺された。夏日の部屋を解錠した鍵は室内に閉じ込められ、残る全ての解錠可能な鍵はローザの手にあった。犯人 X が存在しようとも密室構築は不可能なはず。
The blue wedge piercing Beato shook. She was resisting, fighting to push it out.
いや、俺の青き真実は揺るがない。犯人 X がマスターキーを入手していれば、あれは密室でも何でもないんだ。
いや、入手は不可能だぞ。マスターキーすべてはローザが管理した。
だがローザおばさんが共犯であったなら何の意味もない。ローザおばさんは犯人 X に何らかの方法で鍵を渡し密室、そしてその後同様の方法で鍵を回収したんだ。甘いぜベアト。こんなのは当時の俺もすでに推理している。
そうであったな。
The wedge that had been gradually losing its brilliance and seemed as though it was about to come out, regained its strong blue again thanks to Battler's additional blue truth and dug into Beato again. Beato let out a moan of anguish at the pain of it.
まだだ答えぬまだだ
さらに続けて第3のゲームだ。6連結の連鎖密室、ローザおばさんとマリアの殺人、親父たちのホールでの死亡、クラウスおじさんと夏日おばさん、その全てはエヴァおばさんを犯人に仮定することで説明可能だ。これは当時すでに論破済み。それに対しお前がエヴァを通して出題してきた最後の南條先生殺しも18人目の未知の人物 X で説明可能。これで第3のゲームまで全て打ち破ったぞ。
無論この程度で答えはせぬわ。ならばゲストハウスからのジョージの失踪はどうせ赤き真実を追加しよう。ジョージはゲストハウスの階段を降りてはおらぬ。
Well, he didn't
Oh,
go down the
that's
stairs,
right.
but I'm sure there are other ways of him descending, right?
Yeah.
窓から飛び去ったのだ。
Oh.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
You notice when she said he jumped out the window that wasn't in red?
When he flew out the window? Yeah.
Yeah, flew out the
Yeah.
window.
Yeah. だからなんだ、お前の言葉通りだぞ。窓から飛び去ったんだろ。下へ飛び降りても芝生じゃわからないし、あの大雨だ。多少の痕跡なんて消えちまう。
赤き真実を繰り返外部へ通ずる窓も扉も全て内側より施錠されていたぞ。しかもそれらの施錠は全て外側からは不可能。ジョージには施錠する術はない。
青き真実を繰り返す。当時の俺も言っているぜ。ならばジョージの兄貴が窓より脱出後、誰かがそれを施錠すればいい。何も難しいことはない。
この程度ではあがけぬかあがけぬか。
Beato couldn't remove the blue wedge that was buried into her foot. The fake witch was burned more and more by the strong blue.
第3のゲームまでの全てにおいて青き真実は未だ揺るがない。ならお前が魔女であることを証明する唯一のゲームは、
わらわが赤き真実にて反撃していない以上、この度のゲームでのみ魔女を証明せねばなるまいな。よかろう。
I'm not
存分
buying
に来る
this.
がよい。
Yeah, I don't like when it shows, it so blatantly shows Beato losing and like
Yeah.
questioning herself. That has, for as long as this VN has gone on, that has always been, has not turned out well. Has always been a fake or a misdirection.
食堂の6人殺しについて不審な18人目の X が銃を乱射してみんなを殺した。落とし穴については実際に落とし穴が本当に隠されていた可能性もある入江さんの仮説である。瞬時に混沌させる毒矢の発射装置 X の過程でも説明可能。ジョージの兄貴ジェシカ、そして地下牢から脱出したメンバーの殺害も食堂と同じで銃によるもの。不審な点はない。だが分かってるぜ、反撃があるんだろ。来いよ。
そなたの最大の刃である18人目の X はそう来ることはわらわも分かっていた。だから金蔵を書斎より出した。その金蔵を親族会議の全員が迎えたぞ。
But he was definitely different. There was, I mean, Kinzo's crazy, but
Not that crazy.
yeah.
親族会議に居合わせた全員が金蔵の存在を認めた。
Well, they acknowledge the existence of Kinzo, but they could have easily been tricked. So, I would say Kinzo in quotes. You know? It
そう
doesn't
だ
mean it
な
was actually him.
だがじい様はずっと視線をさまよって寝込んでいた重病人ってことになってるぜ。やつれてて別人に見えちまってもみんな気にしないかもな。俺はこう返す。そのじい様は別人の替え玉だ。親族たちがじい様と見間違えた別人だ。
ならばわらわはこう返す。すべての人物は後宮金蔵を見間違わない。いかなる変装であったとしても後宮金蔵を見間違わない。
ならばこう返す。お前は第一のゲーム時では5本以上存在することになっていたマスターキーの本数を第2のゲーム時に以後のゲームの設定変更を行っている。同じことで第4のゲームにおいて金蔵の生死の設定が変更されている可能性がある。
That's good thinking.
よって第4のゲームの金蔵の存在をもってそれ以前のゲームでの金蔵の存在を証明することにはならない。よって食堂での6人殺しはじい様が自ら執行したと仮定しても何の矛盾も生じない。
ならばこう返そうぜ。4つのゲーム開始時の金蔵の静止設定は全て同一である。第4のゲームのみ設定が異なることはない。
副賞要求。各ゲームの開始時に金蔵は生存している。
副賞拒否。答えぬよバト。わらわはそなたに望まれて赤き真実を答えはせぬ。
くそじじいね。俺の前に立ちふさがりやがる。我が最愛の魔女ベアトリーチェを守るために体を張ってやがるってのか。
My goddamn granddad wavered into vision.
Oh!
Is he trying to be some kind of knight blocking the way between me and Beato?
バトラよ。お前にこのわしが超えられるかな。至らせぬ、至らせはせぬよ。黄金の魔女の高みにはな。お前の浅はかな推理など私一人を超える。死ねえ。
No, you die, old geezer. What the fuck?
Whoa, what is going on?
Oh!
What?
Holy fuck!
Okay, this is stupid.
What do you mean?
This is dumb.
Oh,
None of this is real.
it's all
Just-
real.
Just give us the... I just want to know what's going on. I don't want to see any more stupid fake magic fights with giant towers or dragons or shit like that.
Oh, come on, the theatrics are part of the fun.
I just want to know the answers. Kinzo's jet black cape spread as though it would swallow the world, becoming the snout of a vast black dragon which came at me, trying to swallow me in one mouthful. As I faced the roaring of the black dragon, I calmed my breathing and closed my
お
eyes
前
lightly.
なぞ一息に飲み込んでくれるわ。消え去れ、未熟者め。
黙りな死に損ないの亡霊め。
ほう、わしを亡霊呼ばわりしてみせる。あくまでもわしはすでに死んでおるとする仮説を貫くか。それがお前の命取りよ。第4のゲームの第1の番にて 闇に飲み込まれて消え去るがよい。
The black dragon's vast mouth, its snout, its fangs threatened to swallow Battler whole. In that instant, Battler suddenly opened his eyes.
ありがとうよベアトリーチェ。お前の第3のゲームが俺の反撃の足がかりとなる。
何？
あばよクソじじい、こいつでお別れだぜ。俺は金蔵死亡説が第4のゲームでも主張できる根拠として以下の仮説を提唱する。
よかろう、存分に来るがよい。我が末裔よ。
行くぜクソじじい。金蔵の名は後宮家当主の称号として引き継がれているという仮説だ。
Okay.
後宮金蔵はすでに死んでいる。そしてその名を
So
全員が
someone
承
else
認
took
した。
his place.
それにより親族会議に居合わせた全員が金蔵の存在を認めた。
Oh, fuck.
That's really interesting.
じいさまの変装をする必要さえもないのさ。一同が新しい金蔵を認めたのだから。よって見間違えるわけもない。以上の仮説が否定されない限りお前が死んでいるという事実はこれでとどめだぜクソじじい。お前に復讐要求だ。全人物の中で異なる複数の名前を持つ人物は存在しない。
できんな。
What if multiple of them had differing names?
Sorry, say that again.
Sorry, we can't hear over Kinzo.
I can't hear you.
What if multiple of them had differing names?
I mean, it goes with our two-sided theory, you know.
Well, like we have Shannon and what's her other name?
Sayo.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, it is interesting that Kinzo, you know, is a very Japanese name, but all of the other names of people in the family are European or German.
Wait, what if Canon? We never heard Canon's birthday. What if it was Kinzo?
Really? You think so?
I don't know. But Canon never said his birthday. He said it didn't matter what his name was, that he was just Canon. He said that he didn't remember what his birthday was.
Right.
So his birthday, what if it's Kinzo?
You mean Kinzo picked him as the successor? Before he died?
Maybe.
That wouldn't make any sense, though.
I mean, we don't see his body here either.
I mean, that is true. It's definitely an interesting theory, I just don't know how it would...
You're right.
I don't
I'd have
know
to
how
think more
the
about it.
timeline would work with that.
Exactly, I agree. I'm not sure.
Alright, let's
Yeah.
press onward here and see what's going
感謝しろ
on.
よ。お前やっと死ねたんだぜ。こいつが陰謀だ。食らってくたばりな。後宮金蔵はすでに死亡している。そうさ、あんたは気の毒だよな。その死体が見つかる場合いつも丸焼けだ。
Yep.
それは死後が経過している死体であることを悟られないための工作なのさ。
Interesting.
そしてその名を誰かが受け継いだ。以上の仮説でてめえは死亡しているにもかかわらず金蔵は親族会議に登場することができる。どうだよ これだチェックメイトだ
Is it? Oh.
The dragon has been slain.
Several dozen blue stakes bored into Kinzo's ghost. Their terrible destructive power would never permit the ghost to recover.
あとリーチ
金蔵今日までありがとう安らかに
Okay, one thing I just thought of. This unknown person X thing is bullshit. Like, do you really believe there's an unknown person X?
I really don't know.
Beiichirichi could just completely disprove this unknown person X theory by saying, well, fine. What if Kinzo really is dead? Then what if there's no more than 17 people?
Well, I mean, it was already confirmed in the red multiple times that there were 18, right?
She said there are no more than 18 in the red. She never said that there were 18. It's always been there are no more than.
Every single time?
Every single time. It's always been there were no more than. And I always thought it's strange.
Well, I mean, do you think she would pull that out in this battle?
I don't know.
Because if that's true, then she could also, I mean, I guess not end it right there, but buy
Well, she
herself some
hasn't-
time.
She's just been getting stabbed by things, and she hasn't been answering back to anything with red truths.
Yeah.
She's definitely gonna pull something out, and it might be that.
そなたの日々を忘れる
Dispersing along with the shadow of the black dragon as golden flower petals scattered, Ushiromiya Kinzo became a gold-colored cyclone and disappeared. Even after death, you fought for the sake of the woman you loved. Your love and madness were, without a doubt, the real thing.
バトル
恨むな死者は眠らせろ起こすな次こそはお前だぜ
Oh, that's amazing.
これでお前も最後だ
Beata still couldn't pull out the blue wedge that pierced her foot. Beata realized that she was on the verge of death.
お前には随分と付き合ったぜお前の遊び相手としての義理は十分果たしたはずだだがそろそろお片付けの時間だぜ家で寂しがり屋の妹が待ってるんだ家族揃っておいとまさせてもらうぜ
ならば殺せならばわらわを殺してみせよ逃げも隠れもせぬ今や避けることもかなわぬわ来い後ろ宮バトル
おう金蔵死亡説による18人目の X により残り全
Fucking
てを
18
貫く
person X.
第4のゲームにおけるジョージの兄貴とジェシカの死もエクシカローから逃げて殺された5人も園芸倉庫の2人も最後のマリアも全て18人目の X で説明できる何もおかしなことはない以上にて全てのゲームにおける犯人の説明を人間にて完了するベアトリーチェこれでチェックメイトだ
Whoa.
Ouch. Several blue stakes were driven into Beatrice, who could not dodge, skewering her. Beato grabbed the stakes, trying to pull them out somehow.
食らっちまった痛えよ りゃ死ぬな。こいつを引き抜かなきゃ死んじまう。痛いのは嫌だ、辛いのは嫌。
With both hands, Beato firmly grasped one of the blue stakes. Naturally, the power of the blue truth to deny witches burned her hands. Unable even to hide her tears at the pain, Beato howled and tried to pull the stakes out with all of her might.
これが抜けなきゃ死んでしまう。これが最後の反撃。ならバトラー、我が魔法の数々をどう説明するのか。一番最初に登場したのは第2のゲームにおいて、わらわがマリアのかぼちゃのマシュマロを直してやった時だ。
The very first time her displays of magic appeared was in the second game?
I think so. Well, her specific magic, because the first game they're like, oh, what is this? What's going on? And there wasn't really a witch per se. They were like, oh, could it be the witch?
Right.
Oh, there's a murderer on the loose.
Mm-hmm.
Back when there was no actual magic, and we're like, who's the murderer? And then all this magic shit came into play.
That's true. Well, I mean, we saw elements of magic in the first one, but I guess it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like
late.
legit until later on.
Mm-hmm.
この時ローザはその魔法を確かに目撃。
Certainly, Rosa had witnessed gold butterflies gather and fix a marshmallow by the miracle of magic.
ローザ一人の目撃では信憑性がないであろう。だからわらわはその目撃者をそれこそが今回のゲームよ。我が眷属たちの召喚、そして魔法による虐殺、それらの全てを大勢の人間たちに目撃させた。それこそが我が魔法の存在する証明。これをどう説明するのか。後ろ宮バトラー。
ステイルメイト。魔法があるから魔法はある。そういう論法にはできないってのが俺たちのブラウン管裁判のルールのはずだぜ。
そうだった
な。誰が何人魔法を目撃しようとも、それは魔法の存在の証明にはならない。俺はお前が見せてきた全ての魔法の存在するしないの意見にかかわらず、それは俺の不可侵の権利である。違ったか。
At those words, the blue stakes let out an even brighter light, repelling my hands away.
やはり抜けぬか。
I don't trust any of this. As Battler is now, even if I cited each individual piece of magic and demanded an explanation for each, he would probably use any means available to him to deny all of them. Not just the marshmallow magic that I showed Rosa, but all of my magical miracles. I can no longer even claim to be a witch without entering into debates about how something... Oh, whoops, sorry. Let me just check that real quick.
Oh, okay. Where are we? Logs?
Yeah.
Do you see logs?
There we go.
Yeah.
I can no longer even claim to be a witch without entering into debates about how something like a marshmallow was fixed.
Do you want to
I'm
switch?
attention-
Oh, sorry. Do you want to switch readers? Because it seems like this is going on. This is a long tea party, or are you okay with keep reading?
I mean, I'm okay with reading, but like if you want to take over personally, you can.
Oh no, you can keep reading. I just wanted to make sure you weren't tiring out.
Okay. I mean I am a little bit, but I'm sure it's not too much longer.
I
Right?
don't know. Well, it seems like this tea party's going on for a while.
Yeah, this is
We're
all of
drinking
these
a lot
have
of
been
tea.
much longer than I anticipated.
Well, this is the longest chapter, or the longest episode. You know what? Is it okay if I read from here?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. I'm in such an inferior position that I'm forced to fight over trivialities like that.
わらわは無理かもしれぬ。分かっている。もとより勝ちのなきゲームになればいつか敗れる日が来るのは当然。わらわはバトラに敗れるためだけに今日までを戦ってきたというのか。勝てるかもしれないと始めたゲームだった。簡単には勝てなくても無限に繰り返すゲームの中でいつかは奇跡が起こると信じて。何しろわらわには絶対に勝つというしかし今やその奇跡は完全に失われた。そして絶対の意志はバトラに宿り、いや
Wait, why did it
奇跡も絶対もない。
why did it put that
が正しい
Watashi
のか。
above the me?
そして絶対の意志はバトラに宿り、私には万一の奇跡も絶対にない。
Has she not used Watashi before?
She's always used wada wada, which is like the like fancy archaic way of saying me.
Myself or me?
Yeah, and now
What is
she's
it?
using
Wade
wada wada, I think.
wada? Wada?
Yeah. But now she's using watashi, which she's never said before.
Right. Interesting.
Which is interesting, yeah, to
Yeah.
say the least.
勝利はなく唯一許された決着、敗北を与えられるまで永遠と抗うだけの。そうさ、私はバトラに殺されるためだけに。
I looked into Battler's eyes. It was not me inside them. Reflected in those eyes were the figures of the little sister waiting for his return and the family yet to bring back to her. He no longer sees me even as an individual. Of course he doesn't. From the very beginning he has been fighting to deny the individual I am. Individual, she's saying, not witch.
Yeah.
前回のゲームは面白かったな。ちょっと騙しただけだったけど、ほんのわずかの間だけでも分かり合えたような感じになって面白かったな。そうだよ、あそこで手を打っておけばよかった。バトラがコロッと騙されたまま永遠に騙し続けてればよかったんだ。
Sign it.
でもダメなんだよな。あれじゃ本当の勝ちじゃないんだよ。
これだ、ベアトリーチェ。
Run through with several blue stakes, Beata was still in a standing position, skewered to the ground many times over, unable to even fall over because of this, and still looking up into the sky. She was sewn into place. Her tragic form might have been a fitting end for the cruel witch who had endlessly toyed with 18 people's lives, and who had killed constantly for hundreds of thousands of years. What, is Kinzo alive or dead, dude? Make up your mind.
Yeah, seriously.
Gently, as though someone was mourning for something, rain began to fall. Amid that rain, Beata was exposed to the elements, crucified.
終わりなのか。
グーの音も出ぬわ。
Except,
まだだろ。
yeah,
お前はこの程度で終わる女じゃねえ。
無茶を言う。この姿がどう見たら終わっていないように見えるのか。早くとどめを刺せよ。
I don't trust this.
Nope.
This is bullshit.
Not at all.
言っちまえよ、お前の青き真実以上により魔女は存在しないって言っちまえよ。その一撃で私の息の根を止めてしまえ。
ダメだな。
ほう、わらわにこれ以上息はすでに決着は
立てよ。俺たちの殴り合いは
まだ。
お前のそれは負けじゃない。もうやめたと投了しているだけだ。
いいではないかよ。投了でそれでそなたの勝ちだろうが、とっとと妹のところへ帰るがいい。わらわなどこの場に打ち捨てていけ。
俺は言ったはずだ。逃げない。そしてお前を逃がさないとな。お前はそして一体何が望みだったんだ。
Yes, that's my question.
Yeah.
それが知りたくばそなたのお箱でも試せばよい。
Huh?
Flipping over the chessboard?
いいではないか。
What? That sounded like an aside to herself.
Yeah, it
Favorite
did.
move? That's gonna be important.
ただ
His favorite move,
Oh,
Devil's
so-
Proof, flipping over the chessboard.
I feel like it's,
Schrodinger's.
it sounds like it's something more personal than that.
それでいいではないか。
全然ダメだぜ。俺はお前を逃が
Oh fuck.
俺はお前をこのまま逃がしてなるもんか。お前をうやむやにしたまま幻想の暗闇に逃げ帰らせはしない。打ち破る。完全にな。だから立て。弱々しいふりなんかするな。お前はまだなんてか隠してる。俺にはわかる。
なぜおとなしく見逃してくれる。
親父を、おふくろを、そしてエンジェを、いとこのみんなや親族のみんなを、そして使用人のみんなを、お前はあれだけもてあそんで殺した。その非道を俺は絶対に忘れない。俺の肩にはよ、まだエンジェの、俺はお前の非道を、だからそんなことで。
Balor's eyes burned with the flames of hatred. The days when I could earn his passion by appearing frail are now a matter of the distant past. Having been tricked once, Balor will never sympathize with me again.
狼と羊のパズルどころか、これじゃ狼少年だな。どうすればいいんだよ。どうすれば。負けを認めぬためだけに無限に戦うのも、バトラに勝利を与えぬために。悲しいな。こんなのが無限の魔法なのか。もう嫌だ。魔女たちに無限に玩具にされるなんてもう嫌だ。
Ooh.
This is not Beatrice speaking.
No.
勝ちはなく引き分け終了もないならば、わらわを解放してくれる結末は魔女の道に落ちた時から、悪魔と契約をしたその日から、末路は悲劇であると。
どうした黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。六軒島の支配者ならば最後もそれにふさわしい貫禄を見。
Lightning. The world was smashed with white, fitting last moments for the ruler of Rokenjima.
Oh.
Still pierced by the blue stakes, Beato faced the rainy sky and let out a laugh. Then she slowly raised her face and fixed her eyes on Balor.
愚か そなたの健闘をたたえ勝ちを譲ってやろうと思って慢心したな。
それは譲られるものじゃねえ。お前から奪い取るものだ。お前だってそうだろうが。俺が魔女はいてもいいからなんて言い出せ、そんな甘っちょろい勝ち方が納得できなかったから、前回はわざとああして最後にぶっ壊してくれたんだろうが。そうさ、俺は前回お前に一度情けをもらってたんじゃねえか。だからその借りをこれで返す。俺の仇、俺の黄金の魔女。
バカだ
Look at that.
バカが愚か者が二度とチャンスがあると思うな。
You can definitely see the self-conflict inside her.
Yeah.
Beto yelled. The blue stake that had been piercing her chest blew to bits and disappeared. However, the blue wedge that had pierced her foot in the very beginning did not disappear.
まだ抜けてないぜ。18人目の X の青き真実が抜けてい
So
な
that
い。
means that it's... If she can't get rid of that one, then that means that that is going to end up being
Battler's
a
victory.
right?
Probably. Huh? Oh, yeah, yeah. If she can't get rid of it, then it's gonna be Battler's red truth.
Yeah.
そなたの副賞要求の一つに応じる。
Oh,
そ
oh.
なたの推理通り全ゲームの開始時に金蔵はすでに死んでいる。
Ah!
しかしならばつまりは一人を抜かせばよいこと。わらわはこれまでこの島に
Oh
は
shit.
19人以上の人間は存在しないと宣言し、
Oh shit.
Dude, you might be
Sorry.
right, man.
Oh
金蔵の
shit.
分一人減らす。この島に
Oh!
18人以上の人間は
No
存在
more
し
than
ない。
17.
以上とはつまり18人目を含めるぞ。
What if there are more people that don't exist?
つまり18人目の X は存在しない。これは全ゲームに共通することである。
What if half the people don't exist? There could be no more than 9 people.
Maybe it's just only Battler.
It's all going on in his mind.
Yeah, exactly. This is his bad trip, remember?
Yeah. Battler has an answer, apparently.
そら見ろ、やっぱりまだとんでもねえ奥の手を隠してやがったぜ。17人しか人間のいない島が18人と偽られてきた。
This is the Forever Tea Party, and it's not gonna stop anytime soon, probably.
Okay.
それが1人減って17人になり、ようやく正しい数になったってわけだ。これでお前をぶち抜いていたくさびが抜かれたな。戦いはゼロから仕切り直しってわけだ。
The blue wedge that had sewn Beto in place broke apart. There was no longer anything piercing Beto. Well, the scars on our body had disappeared completely. There, just as Battler had hoped for, stood the imposing figure of the Golden Witch who ruled over Kenjima.
さあ来いバトラー。もう一度最初からだ。すべてについて青き真実で打ち抜いて、わらわももはや遊ばぬ。逃げもせぬ。隠れ、そなたが不甲斐ないならばこの勝負、この場、わらわの譲り勝利にて妥協しなかったことを永遠に後悔させてくれる。さあ第一のゲームからだ。
Okay, here we go.
第1のゲーム、
First
第
Twilight.
1、最初の園芸倉庫で見つかった親族6人の殺人に
Oh, that's a
不審な点は
flashback.
ない。
Yeah,
アリバイ
really.
のない誰にでも犯行は可能だった。
有効だ。続けるぞ。次のエヴァ夫婦の密室殺人はチェーンまでかかった密室であった。赤き真実を追加する。2人は他殺である。密室構築後に片方を殺害の後に自殺したのではない。また殺人は執行者犠牲者が共に同室して行われた。執行者が室外から殺害する手段は存在しない。
犯人にはアリバイのない人間を想定する。それは死者だ。最初の6人の死体の中には
Yes.
顔面粉砕による 身元不明死体がこれが実は偽装死体で犠牲者のふりをして姿をくらました犯人 X がそして犯人は密室殺人構築後ベッドの下に隠れ俺
よかろう次だボイラー室に至ったカノン
So
赤
she
き
just
真
lost
実
that
を
one?
追加する
I think so.
すべての生存者にアリバイがあるさらに死者も含めようつまり島のいかなる人間にも死者にもカノンは殺せなかった
He fell into the boiler.
誰にも殺せないなら自分で殺したということはあるかもならカノン君は自殺かもしれない不詳要求カノン君は自殺ではない
This will be answered. I doubt he's killed
カ
himself.
ノンは自殺ではない
Yeah.
重ねるぜ副賞要求カノン君は他殺された
Request denied.
復讐を拒否す
Yep.
る
Yeah.
その拒否で他殺を認めることも可能だがお前はすでに赤で誰につまり他殺ではないんだこれは第3のゲームの連鎖密室と同じなのさカノン君は自殺でも他殺でもない理由で死状況は不明だが
Mm-hmm.
事故死というわけさ胸に杭がぶち込まれて死んでしまうようなどのような
He
ドジを
stumbled around
踏
in
ん
the
で事
dark
故死
and
に
fell on
至
a
ったかについ
stake.
ての説明は
Yeah.
It was dark down there.
ほうほう悪魔の力を身につけたそなた
I actually believe that
有効
theory.
であるぞ
Yeah, I mean,
ならばその後の客間にての
it is
現
possible.
男女熊沢の無論同室していたマリアは殺していないぞ
She was facing the wall
そ
singing.
してもちろん
Yeah.
3人は他殺だ
殺人を実行したのは身元不明死体で姿をくらました
Yep.
犯人 X で説明できるそもそもあの3人の顔面も粉砕されていたどれかが替え玉死体の可能性は十分にある
身元不明死体についてそのすなわち替え玉トリックは存在しない
That's just for these
ならば
people, though.
相打ち殺人で説明できる3人はそれぞれに銃を持って時計回りに突きつけ
What?
同時に相手の顔面を吹き飛ばしたその後マリアがその銃を回収して隠した
No.
It's so
これなら
it's so
どうだ
far out of the realm of possibility, but if it's enough
Then it'll
that
pass.
he can prove it, then he'll get through. Yeah.
なんという暴論気に入ったならば最後の夏日は赤き真実を追加夏日は他殺である身元不明死体は一切なく生存者も全員がアリバイがある
トラップ X による間接殺人で説明
What?
夏日おばさんの銃に細工がされてたんだあの銃は構えて撃った人間のちょ
What?
うど眉間に弾をくれてやるように作られた
A bullet right
罠の
into.
銃だったとすれば説明できる
Yeah, these arguments are ridiculous, but
夏日の額に埋まりし銃弾は夏日の銃から放たれたものではない
夏日おばさんは内容不明の手紙によりおびき出された可能性があるそしてオールに呼び出された
Where a trap gun was set up.
そして特定の時刻に特定の場所に立つように強いられあらかじめ設置してあった銃を利用したトラップ X により
That actually is more
殺害さ
possible.
れたんだ
素晴らしいそなたの暴論はもはや心地よくすらある敬意を表し第一のゲームを
Out
そ
of
なたに譲
respect.
ろうぞ完璧
yeah, I don't think it was out of respect. I think she just straight up lost it.
I think so too. The instant Beato admitted defeat in the first game, the stakes of Blue Truth once again pierced her chest, letting out a terrible sound.
これくらいでは答えぬわまだまだ来い
Beato just barely pulled the stakes out that pierced her chest. But even though there was no hole left behind, it seemed to leave a deep wound which let out a massive amount of blood. And an intense pain of an equal measure tortured her. But Beato grinned, grinding her teeth and pushed for the next game to start. But I won't feel any sympathy. Just by our existing there, we will be killed and made to suffer over and over, and Angie will be burdened with the future of isolation.
そうとも。わらわがここにいてただ笑うだけでもそなたを妹に返しはしない。妹は帰らない。
くっそ情けも容赦もし、まずは最初の事件だ。6人が殺された礼拝堂での密室殺人についてはマリアの鍵を何者かが密かに拝借し、事件し
マリアの鍵はマリア受領後から翌日のローザ開封の瞬間まで誰の手にも渡っていない。
ジジイの書斎と同じ構造で礼拝堂の扉がオートロックだった可能性がある。つまり事件前に開錠しておいて扉が閉まりきらないように石でも挟んでおいた。そして鍵をマリアに預けた。施錠はオートのため鍵は必要なかったとの仮説もあり得る。
金蔵の書斎以外にオートロックの扉は存在しない。
扉は犠牲者たちが内側から閉めたんだ。6人の中に犯人がいて5人を殺し
6人は発見時すでに全員が他殺だ。6人は全員が純粋な犠牲者であり相互の殺人には関与しない。相打ち殺人は存在しない。
熊沢さんをはじめ当時アリバイがない人間が存在した。そんな誰かが6人を殺し内側に隠れていたと。
あの礼拝堂には誰も隠れていよってその引きこもり密室は通用しない。どうしたよ後ろ宮バートラー。第2のゲームからは
A tremendous exchange of red and blue truth. The 6 and wedges of blue truth that I sent flying darted at Beato one after another, and one after another Beato cut them down with a red truth, her red treasured sword knocking them out of the air. With the blood she had lost from the first game was probably awful. This intense exercise was putting her under even greater strain. I could see her breath growing ragged. That's why I can't hold back now. I'll corner that witch, and this time I'll break through her.
まだだぜ。ああ、ダメだ。全然ダメだ。俺のへりくつは終わっちゃいねえぜ。ならばこれはどうだ。彼らに与えられた飲食物に小型爆弾が入っていて腹の中で爆発した。
Excuse what?
That's a really creative theory.
What?
つまりトラップ X による犯行の可能性。
Fucking small bombs?
気づかずに飲み込んで腹をぶちまけるような爆弾の詳細植物に小型爆弾が入っていて
Sorry about
腹
that,
の中で
guys.
爆発した。
We are back, and there was some interesting stuff that was happening. My roommate knocked on my door, and then we realized he had a question for me. Then I get back, and we realized that it was really, really late, and we were really tired, so we decided to break in the middle of the line. But we're back now, and we're ready to finish this up.
We're ready to pierce Beato with more spikes of truth.
Who was reading? Do you remember? I think it was me.
I believe it was you. Why don't you finish?
Alright, I shall finish.
つまり
Going with this.
トラップ X による犯行の可能性。気づかずに飲み込んで腹をぶちまけるような爆弾の詳細については悪魔の証明。
That is actually a really good theory.
Bombs in the stomachs, yes.
Yep.
なんだよそりゃ小型爆弾
But Beato failed to knock down the blue wedge as it flew at an angle like a curveball. It let out a loud thunk and gouged itself deeply into her left shoulder. However, despite being on the receiving end of it, she seemed like she couldn't stop laughing at how much of a curveball it was. Yeah, no wonder. Even I'm amazed at how she screwed up this reasoning.
好きなだけ笑いやがれ。文句があるのか。
なし
Nai. Oh, Nas.
その暴論や心地よし次なるジェシカとカノンの密室は
問題ない。使用人の誰かが犯人であればマスターキーを使える。密室ですらない。
その後使用人室でカノンらしき謎の人物が襲いかかり 南條と熊沢が殺されたな。
So they're just moving on then?
あの時刻以前に赤で
I
宣
believe
言済みだっ
I guess she lost that one.
Mm-hmm.
た。ならばあのカノンは何者だというのか。
Yep, the zombie cannon. Who was that?
A figment of all of our imaginations.
That was so creepy. Them hearing the knocks on the back door, and then him coming in,
Uh-huh.
and then didn't he stab his own throat or something?
I don't...
He was,
To be
he
honest,
was,
I don't exactly remember.
he was dripping blood, so they had to bring him upstairs, and then as they healed him, or they were applying like bandages to him, he got up and like fucking stabbed the shit out of Kumasawa
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
Goda, I think.
I had completely forgotten about that. I was thinking of, this... Was it this last episode or episode 3?
That was episode 2.
With Ghost... with Ghost Cannon guiding...
Oh,
Jessica.
Ghost Cannon. Ghost Cannon was 3, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But this cannon was episode 2. This was the zombie
Right.
cannon.
That seemed to be possessed.
Yeah.
カノン君の死亡は赤で宣言済みならば生きているわけがない。よって襲われた彼らがカノン君と誤認するような何者かの変装の可能性が。
That's how I think you can describe a lot of this, or say a lot of this. The people just disguising themselves.
And it sounds like a dumb argument, but honestly, at this point,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta take what you can get.
カノンと誤認することは絶対にない。
They would
Oh,
never
that's-
mistakenly think any other person was canon. Oh, is he gonna use the same... Remember,
Is
they'd
it
never...
a semantics thing? Like, Cannon isn't a person, he's furniture? Like,
Well, remember what they said about grandfather? They'd never mistaken somebody as grandfather, and he's like, oh, grandfather Kinzo passed on his name.
oh, right.
Yeah.
So Cannon isn't actually Cannon's real name. Is that what he's gonna
No.
use?
金蔵の名の世襲と同じ
Oh, you were so right.
カノンの名が世襲された可能性がある。カノン君が殺され別の人物がその名を受け継ぎ、
Mm-hmm.
彼らを襲ったと仮定できる。
That's a really interesting line of thought.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
That went through.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, the whole thing about names, we never, I know I mentioned this, but we never did hear about Cannon's real birth name, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
We
Jessica's
never
like,
talked about it.
Jessica asked him what it was before they both died, and I think he was going to tell her, but then she died on the floor when both of them were in the locked room before he
Right.
could say his name. And then the one time when they were back in time, I believe, an incident where Jessica and Cannon were just on the island together before this whole thing went down, and she asked him, and he's like, it doesn't matter what my name is, I'm Cannon, I forgot my name.
Mm-hmm.
So we never knew his actual name, which is interesting. I feel like that's important.
The only servant of the family that we know their real name is Shannon,
Mhm.
right?
So when
Sayo?
when you think of it that way, though, maybe the fact that we know Sayo's name is important.
Yeah, it very well could be.
It looks like she felt that one. Maybe it hit her in a bad spot. After leaning over and moaning for a while, she laughed it off as though trying to make it seem like no big deal. Yeah, I can tell. That must have hurt like a bitch.
またしてもこともなげに人間の誰かを犯人に仕立ててきやがったぜ。ゲーム盤上では口が裂けても言えぬことを実にシャーシャーとのたまう。しかし有効だ。その暴言心地よし。
Your verbal assault tickles me. That's a great
これは痛みで
line.
はない。心地よさだ。
Masochist. When Beato howled, the wedge that had pierced her was blasted away, but the wound remained and continued tormenting her with intense pain.
いいのか続けていくぜ。第2のゲームの最後の殺人、夏日おばさんの部屋で死んだ3人についての青き真実は 18人目の X を否定されても有効のはず。赤で反論はあるか？なければ
What was
第二の
that?
ゲームも俺のものだ。
What was that? The three that died in Natsu's room. What was that argument again? Oh, that was
I
that
don't
was.
even. Was that
that-
the 3 successive?
I
No.
think that was Shannon. Wait, that wasn't Shannon and. No, that was not Shannon or Jessica and Cannon. That. I don't think
No.
so. Who are the three?
Wait.
Oh, it was the three that. That was the three that Cannon killed, maybe when Cannon went off on a killing spree. The revived Cannon,
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
maybe. Maybe my
Yes.
memory's fuzzy on this.
I honestly I can't
Ah,
remember
nice.
much of this either.
そのような
so
さまつ
so
で戦う
long
のも
ago
つ
it
まら
feels
ない
like.
Yeah, it was.
くれてやる第2のゲームだぞ貴様にくれてやるわ
I'm still not buying this.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I don't like when they do stuff like this because I'm just so skeptical after episode 3. You know,
The
that
instant she
whole
admitted.
ending.
Oh yeah, sorry. The instant she
No, you're
admitted defeat in the second game. This time, 2 blue stakes were gouged through Beito's chest. The witch's lungs were gouged in her intestines. The witch's face twisted in anguish. Her body twisted as she gasped in pain.
言いてえのか？
いやいやくすぐったいくらいよ全身を細切れにされてくず肉の山にされたお前の妹に比べればなお前もくず肉にしてやるぞ
Oh fuck.
兄弟仲良く混ぜて
Wow.
合いびきにしてくれるわ
ぶち殺してやる。お前を同じ細切れにしてやる。次だ。第3のゲームだ。いつまでへばってやがれ。てめえを地獄に叩き落としてやるのは。
無論よこれくらいでへばるものかそうともまだまだこれからよさあ第3のゲームを始めようぞ
Yeah.
まずは最初の6連結の連鎖密室
That one
本来
was
ならこの密室はそなたが当時にカンパしているしかしそなたは金蔵を殺してしまった
At the time, I hypothesized that Gramps was the culprit, and that after killing the other 5 and stringing the keys across each room, he constructed his own locked room in the boiler room. Where, in the middle of carrying out some kind of scheme, he had an accident which resulted in him burning to death in the boiler.
it's so
But-
ridiculous.
But now I've gone and declared that Gramps was already dead, so I've denied my own theory. The irony, however.
問題ない。ジジイ以外にも犯行可能な人間は大勢いる。親族会議中だった大人たちが全員グルで犯行に及んだとさえ言い切れる。
マスターキー5本はすべて5人の使用人の懐よりそれぞれ発見された個別の鍵は死体の傍らの封筒の中につまり連鎖密室に関わるすべての鍵が連鎖密室内に閉じ込められていたわけだ
So how did the last person that died die? Because the last person that died in that locked room chain was murdered. So how did
And
they die?
Yeah, we know it wasn't a suicide, right? She
Yes.
read truth.
Uh-huh.
ドアの隙間だの窓の隙間だ
And
の
it,
通気
we
口だの
know it wasn't an
そんなと
accident,
ころを
right?
使って密室外から鍵を戻すことなどできるぞ
なら毒ガスで殺したんだ。
Poison gas!
鍵は通らなくてもガスなら通るぜ。密室の外から
Wow.
殺人を実行したんだ。
That's actually
彼
really
ら
smart.
全員には致命傷となった
Yes.
重曹と思わしき傷跡があったぞ
They ran in the rooms and locked themselves in, and then the poison gas finished them off.
室外からの殺害は不可能だぞ
After having been shot.
Yes.
さらに赤を重ねようぞ 金蔵を除く5人の殺人の際、殺人者は必
What?
ず同室していた。
Wait.
Wait, does she mean
Those
all of them
the
simultaneously?
holy crap!
What does that even?
The killer was always in. That means the killer. When the last person, who was the last person that was discovered?
Nanjo?
Whoever the last person that was discovered in the chain, maybe the killer was hiding in the room when they came in and discovered the body.
Yeah.
And the killer was hiding and then left after they left.
It could be. That's a really interesting.
Because
I mean, we've encountered theories like that before too.
because
And I think one of them turned out to be true, right?
maybe, but like because if the killer was in the same room as them, if the killer was in the same room as them, and then the door was locked, there's no way the killer could have locked the door behind them without the master key that was in Shannon's pocket, or whoever. I said Shannon, it could have been any of them. I think Shannon was one of the people that died, but there were a bunch of them that had keys in their pockets, all the servants, and the killer couldn't have locked the door behind them. So that means if the killer was in the same room as the last person, when they killed the last person, they couldn't have left and locked the door. So they would have had to lock it from the inside and hid inside the room.
Right.
Or jumped out a window.
Yeah.
That's the only other option.
自殺者がいないことは
Yeah, I can't
当
think
時
of
に赤
anything
で
else
宣
either.
言済みだ。
犯人は全員をそれぞれの部屋で殺害後、しかし最後の部屋の鍵だけはどうしても密室内に戻せない。だが戻すことはできたぜ。死体の第一発見者が鍵を見つけたふりをして誰かの死体のポケットから取り出して見せればいいからだ。
Or they could have done that. The first person who discovered it was the one that killed them.
Planted the. Yeah.
She couldn't fully block that blue Stakes' tort. Pushed back by the blue wedges, unleashed one after another, Beato finally failed to block the one and once again took a severe wound. As she howled in pain, she pulled out the blue wedge that had pierced her right arm. Beato's entire body had been slashed and pierced with blue wedge's stakes blades over and over again. Is the music really quiet to you compared to the sound effects?
Not super quiet, but it is a little lower.
Alright, I'll bump it up one notch. Config.
Personally, I mean, like, for myself, I like to have the music lower than the voices, like by a lot.
So
but
is this? Do you like it like this?
I mean, personally, I do, but it's
Okay.
it's your video, so
No, you're good.
whatever you
This
feel
is no, it's both of ours. We got this.
Okay.
This is good volume. I'm cool with it. I just
Alright.
thought it was a little quiet at first, but we're good. And by now, her whole body was covered in blood. But even so, Beto grinned, cackled as though she was enjoying it.
エンジェに親を連れ戻して帰宅すると約束した男がどの口で親を犯人にした説を語るというのか。いいぜそれでもいいんだぜ家族で仲良く大量殺人に手を染めて決して落ちぬ血にまみれながらエンジェのところに帰れよ。それでこそ魔女の島からの生還者にお似合いだぜ。クズ肉エンジェにぴったりだ。
What if it really was an accident? Like, what if a nuclear bomb was just dropped on the island?
Magic is actually just a consequence of radiation and mutation.
Yeah. That actually.
Umineko is actually post-apocalyptic.
Wait.
What?
Wait. No.
Alright, it's canon.
It
It's
can't
canon,
be.
guys.
Canon, it's him. He's the killer.
We
No.
solved Umineko. Canon was a nuclear device. They detonated cannon.
黙りやがれ
Oh fuck.
てめえを殺せバラバラにして殺せ命乞いの必要はないぜ 絶対にこの手で最悪の死を与えてやる。
ああ、そなたならできるだろうよ。千年の果てに残虐の限りを尽くしきったわらわにそれに見合う最後を与えてくれるだろうよ。ああ、それは痛いのか辛いのか、それともくすぐったいのかな。これくらいで答えるかよ。来いよ後ろ宮バトラー、まだ謎は残ってるぜ。
Beardo had already countered my first powerful move, the 18 person X, by making the number of people on the island 17. But just limiting the number of people to 17 doesn't overturn the theory that Auntie Ava is the culprit. I can crush most of the murders in the third game with that theory. Blood was dripping from all over the body of the Golden Witch. I was cornering her, and this time completely without mercy. This isn't a game played only to determine a winner and a loser. Yeah, we're not playing around here. Even just playing and fighting like this here delays the trip home. In her isolation, Anji will always continue to have her heart torn apart by loneliness and sadness. I have to go back to Anji as fast as I can.
ボロボロだな。虫の息ってやつか。
What? Oh!
まだまだ答えぬわ。これくらい。こそばよいわ。
いらねえようだな。容赦。
もとよりそのつもりもなかろうが。
存分に行くぜ。
そうせよ。逆の立場だったとき。
Forgive me, Master. I had to go all out just this once.
だからそなたもそのチャンスがあったならそうするべきであろうが。じゃないとまた別の世界の孤独な演者を呼んで今度は獅子を引きちぎって槍に刺して炙り焼きにしちまうぜ。
Okay. No.
黙れ。もう二度と俺の家族も親族もそして使用人のみんなもお前のおもちゃにはさせねえぜ。俺はすでに第4のゲームの謎も全て青き真実で打ち破っている。残る謎は第3のゲームの一番最後、南條先生の殺人だけだぜ。
おやわらわはもうそんなところまで追い詰められた。わらわも風前の灯火であるな。
She coughed violently, spitting up blood. Her insides had been punched through so many times, it was only natural.
ということはこの南條先生殺しの謎だけがお前が魔女であることの最後の防衛戦ってことになるな。
そうなるな。これを破られたならわらわは全ての謎を破られたことになる。そなたの真実のいずれかを新しき赤き真実で反論するかわらわは死ぬ。
追い詰められて風前の灯火って感じには見えねえ。まだ何か隠し玉を持ってやがるな。
さあ
She always does.
どうかな。わらわはもはや千年の長すぎる生涯に空いている。
That whole... See, I can't really tell. That whole test that she gave Battler, she was ready to give up, or at least one part of her, one of the sides of her was ready to give up. After that test, after he failed it, nothing else mattered to her.
Yeah.
So, perhaps she's just actually trying to give up here.
You think that's why she's being so antagonistic with him?
Yeah, trying to provoke...
She's driving him to beat her.
Yes.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
You're just... Oh, well, great minds think alike.
Yeah. I didn't say it because I wanted to, like, see it play out a little more, but I think you're definitely right. That's the vibe that I'm getting anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
その果てに巡り合ったそなたという公的種によって生涯を閉じるのも悪くないと思い始めている。そなたならやれるよな。やってくれよ。頼むよ。殺してくれよ。殺してばっかりでさ、殺された試しがねえんだよ。お前ら18人を幾百と殺してはきたけれど、殺された試しは一度もねえから。
These facial expressions really exhibit pain and suffering. Like I think she wants to die here.
yeah, I do too.
経験してみてんだよ。
It was a graceless show of bravado, unchanged from before. But blood dripped from her mouth. Her once beautiful dress was covered with holes, and blood poured from all over her body, making her physical appearance look very different from her attitude. Perhaps she was still suffering from the shot she'd taken to the flank. The way she was unconsciously clutching it lacked any trace of elegance. But there's no room for compassion. As long as I feel sympathy for this witch, my family and I won't be released from this place. Well, as long as you feel sympathy for yourself, because apparently your actions led to this.
Yeah.
Kill yourself. Maybe that'll bring everybody back.
Oh, come on, we don't want Battler to die.
Maybe Battler has to lose in order for everybody to be brought back.
That would be interesting.
Until
That'd be a nice twist.
Because this line, until I defeat her, we won't be able to go home. What if you need to be defeated in order to go home?
It very well could be.
What if Battler's the antagonist this entire time?
Well, I mean, we've been saying he's the murderer.
Well, we thought he was the murderer at first, and then she said that he wasn't. He indirectly led to the murders.
Yeah. Right.
But that means he still could be he could be like the true antagonist. Like we don't know what he did 6 years ago.
But it seems like it wasn't
Intentional.
purposeful,
Yeah.
you know. So like,
Well, what if it's one of those things that like there was a Black Mirror episode I saw. Did you watch Black Mirror?
I've seen a few episodes of it. Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be a Black Mirror spoiler, so skip ahead like a minute or two if you don't want to hear this. There was a Black Mirror episode I saw where someone wakes up, they feel like they've lost all their memories, and like they look around, everything's like people in their house. They wake up in some house where everybody's like dead, and they run outside, and it's like a horde of zombies comes running after them, and like society has turned utopian, and they're running away trying to survive. And people have turned into mobs, brainwashed, trying to kill like innocent people running around by themselves. And at the very end, they're running around trying to escape and survive and just hang on. And at the very end, they get caught and dragged by this angry mob up to I think it's some they're hung. The mob is like, we're gonna hang you. And the person's like, I didn't do anything, please let me go. And then they're like, you didn't do anything? And then what they did was they showed the person their memories. And apparently the person's memories from before they had woken up, thinking they had lost their memories, they were a mass murderer.
Oh wow.
Yes. That's
intense.
And then they get killed. And then they have to go through that same horrifying experience over and over again. Waking up, having their life, like, being threatened by all these people trying to kill them, and then right before they get killed, they find out that they did these terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Battler just doesn't remember doing terrible things.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible.
He could have done something awful and just doesn't remember it now.
Although, my only rebuttal to that would be that Beatrice didn't seem like she blamed him per se. Although she acted like it was something he did to her.
Yes.
You
and
know?
she acted like it was something he did to her, and she acted like it was she was more upset with him not remembering than what he actually did.
Yeah.
So if her upsetness lied with him not remembering rather than what he actually did, that means what he actually did probably wasn't as bad as what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it had to be something bad enough to hurt her that she's upset he doesn't remember.
Enough to switch to Peyoto 2.0.
Yeah.
Have her finish out the rest of the match.
Yeah. But anyways,
Yeah.
in this world we live in, even people who see each other as enemies can come to understand each other if the situation changes. But absolute evil does exist. That is an evil which brings misfortune by its very existence and is to be spared no compromise. Just by continuing to exist, it is evil.
お前を哀れには思わないお前が俺たちの誰にも憐れまなかった。
そうともさ、お前らなんてゲームの駒だぜ。毎回最初の6人は誰を殺そうかな。次もっともっとグロい殺し方はねえかなって考えるのは最高に楽しいぜ。
She's definitely goading him on here because she'd have that crazy smirked expression if she was serious here.
Right, but this is the pained expression.
Yes. Even more pained here.
今回も許してくれよ。そしたらさ、もうちょっとマシな殺し方に変えてやるから。誰をどの順でどんな風に殺すか、お前の希望も聞いてやるからよ。楽しいぜ。人の命をもてあそぶってのはよ。
With that expression, it doesn't look like it's much fun.
Yeah, it almost sounds like she's like suddenly yelling at him for something right now. Like, but I don't know in what context that.
It's so much fun toying with people's lives.
I feel like she's talking about him toying with her life for some reason.
Yo.
Just the way she's doing this right now.
I agree. I agree. She's definitely talking. I don't have a theory yet, but she's definitely talking about him here. Now that you said that, definitely.
Yeah.
This statement is 100% directed at him.
お前なら考えつくよ。エンジェをもっともっとクズ肉にしてやる方法はよ。来いよ。バトラー、南條殺し、暴いてみろ。
The 18th person X was destroyed, but I won't give in. I'll stop that witch's breathing cold. At the end of the third game, it was declared in red that the 4 survivors at that point, Ava, Battler, Jessica, and Nanjo, were all unrelated to Nanjo's murder. And it was also declared that he was murdered directly right before his eyes. All other people had the strongest alibi of having their deaths declared in red. Without using the 18th person X, I have to break through this! Think, don't stop thinking. Her red doesn't only bind me, it's also supposed to be her weak point. I've got to somehow use it against her. That's right. There's still a gap! Yeah. That way I can still break through it. Beatrice's legend of the witch is over.
確かに他の連中は死亡だったろうさ。だが赤で死亡を宣言されたのは南條先生が死んだ瞬間ではない。
The murderer killed Nanjo and then...
You came up with this, like, time theory, didn't you?
I think so. Like, the murderer killed Nanjo and then died somewhere else afterwards.
Yeah.
厳密に言えば南條先生の死体が見つかった後の俺とエヴァの戦いにおいてだ。つまり南條先生を殺した時点では生きていた何者かがエヴァの死亡宣言までの間に死亡していれば、つまりはこういうことさ。エヴァの死亡宣言で初めて死亡とされた人物の中に犯人がいて、その人物は最初うまいこと死んだふりをして俺たちをやり、そして赤での死亡宣言がないまま俺たちには死んだと思い込ませた。 そして南條先生を殺し、その後に何かの理由で死んだ。
But I don't think he has to explain that, does he?
I don't think so.
そしてその後にエヴァが赤で死亡宣言を出す。以上の仮説でも南條先生の事件は説明できる。
Why is that in white? The end there.
What I am gonna do quick is turn down the sound effects, because like the spiraling effect is just going off in my ear right now.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Data theory can explain Dr. Nanjo's murder. I'm not sure.
I guess that doesn't need to be in blue, but that is interesting that it's in white.
You're right. How's that, Beitsuichi?
Oh no, it's about to not do anything. Oh.
And the music stopped. When he forcefully asked that question, there was a terrible sound that could only be likened to that of a compressor, and a blue stake as thick as a lock appeared from under the earth and skewered the Golden Witch Beito, pulling her up into the air. Oh, fuck!
Jeez.
Ugly tearing sounds ran out one after another, and each time a blue stake or a wedge appeared and impaled Beitsuichi's body. When that finally ended, her tragic form was exposed there, pincushioned by more than 10 stakes and wedges all over her body and dripping with blood, dangled and crucified.
She just got Oscared. Damn. Is her head missing?
She's fucking impaled through the neck, hanging by the neck,
Yeah.
probably. There was none of the dignity of the brutal witch who had sneered at the honor of the dead and toyed with and killed hundreds of the living. The rain, which had started falling at some point, quietly tormented the crucified witch. As Battler heaved with his breathing, he waited for some kind of answer from the Golden Witch. Although it wasn't long, it took the witch at least a little bit of time before she showed any signs of life. I don't think.
Though?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
There's more to this that we're not seeing.
お前が殺めてきた人々の痛みの一部を思いし
Even as he said that, it seemed like Battler had lost a little of his forcefulness at this extremely pitiful sight. He couldn't help but avert his eyes from a woman exposed in such a brutal fashion, even if she was his enemy. But even so, unless he destroyed Beitsuichi, the battle wouldn't end.
バトラー頼むよ
Huh? Beito let out a sob.
言ってよすげえ言ってよ終わらせてこれでもまだ死ねねえんだよこんなに痛いのにまだ死ねねえんだよ
俺に何を求めやがる
終わらせてこの苦痛から
Beito's expression was a soggy mess of blood and tears. Certainly Battler had been tricked by her at one point, so he could probably have suspected her expression and even her tears of being an act. However, Battler believed those tears. After all, those tears had the red of truth mixed in with them.
Like blood.
どうすりゃいいどうすればお前の痛みを終わらせられる
今からすべて晒すからそれが笑わぬ心臓
心臓ベアト
殺してもう死なせて
Were those tears of pain and torment? Or else? Either way, that pitiful expression was painful for Battler to look at even after burning with such anger.
早くヘンゼルのところに帰って
帰るためじゃない。お前の痛みを止めるために。お前の願いを聞く。
ありがとうバトラー。
With her last breaths, Beato summoned up all of her remaining strength and managed to close both of her hands into fists. A red light began to gather at those fists. Then she lifted her arms, as though wishing for something from heaven.
バトラーなら殺せるから私のすべて心臓を潰して貫いてね。
The red light around both of her arms got stronger and stronger.
おね
She got that far into the word, and then her face tilted to the side a bit. Her right arm lost its light and flopped down. But her left arm alone did not lose its light, and remained held upwards towards the heavens. Then, before Battler's eyes, another Beato appeared with a faint form, transparent like a curtain. The crucified Beato had already lost consciousness. However, the newly appeared faint Beato quietly looked at me, her eyes expressionless, and spoke in an uncharacteristically polite tone.
後ろ宮バトラ今から私があなたを殺します。
それで
perdón?
そしてたった今この島にはあなた以外誰もいません。この島で生きているのはあなただけです。島の外の存在は一切干渉できません。
I understood. This was the only thing left keeping Beatrice a witch, the final mystery. And Beata was holding it out to me, entreating me to solve her final mystery, and to kill her.
来いよ。お前の最後の謎。俺が受け取ってやる。
この島にあなたはたった一人。そしてもちろん私はあなたではない。なのに私は今ここにいてこれからあなたを殺します。
And I'm about to kill you.
Guilt? Heartbreak?
Well, she said she's going to lay her heart bare. And it seemed like she was implying that that was going to kill her.
南條先生殺しの謎の強化版ってわけか。それで
私は誰？
それがお前の最後の出題なのか。
私は誰？
Then, Beatrice slowly approached me and held me, expressionless. Yeah, I get it, Beato, I'll kill you, don't worry. Slowly, I too held her head. And then my piece left the game board.
What? Okay. So the answer arcs then are Beata's final mystery, whatever that happens to be.
Well, probably not just that, but probably how everything else on the island actually occurred.
Right, but I thought that was the final mystery though, or maybe they're two different things.
I think the final mystery is, who is she? Who does she represent?
Yeah, you're right.
And that might be separate from whatever everything that happened in the island. But that end, the end of that seemed, huh?
They got a little close there. What's going on?
It seemed to, for me, I think it seemed to make clear that Battler realized who she was.
You think so?
I think Battler realized who she was.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. He did, because he accepted her like that.
Yes.
All the goats. Professor Utsuki.
What an ending to the Tea Party.
Yeah, seriously. That was fantastic.
Now, all we have left are the question marks, and after that, it's up to us to figure out what's happened. And
yeah,
to solve everything.
You know what? I'm really hoping that some of the theories we've put out there already are at least somewhat true.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm gonna be kind of upset if nothing we ended up thinking that we figured out was actually real.
Well, according to the people in the comments section, they seem to be enjoying it and seem to be saying we're on the right page with some stuff. So I think at least some of our theories have to be right.
Yeah, we have so many of them too that we're kind of covering a lot of bases.
Well, you can read this if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. There might not be much to read because the question marks seem to be like heavy talking.
Okay.
What? Unknown fragment?
Unknown fragment number 561098. Bleh. Scattered over the big bed were cute jelly beans of various colors and chocolate coins. A fork was stuck into the shortcake peeking out of a gift box, and there were decanters with drinks of various colors lined up on the side table. But the venomous color of the drink poured into the glass matched none of the decanters. Someone had probably been playing around, mixing them together. That taste aside, that was a lot of fun to do. On top of the fluffy bed were several colorful big pillows stuffed with dreams. What? Oh!
What?
It's just an innocent sleepover. We're sticking with that. And on this big bed that looked like something out of a child's dream world, Berncastel lay face down, and Lambda Delta lay face up, hugging a pillow and relaxing.
今回はなかなかハラハラしたわね。ベアトがゲームやめるとか言い出してかなり焦ったわ。
これだけのゲームを始めておいて投げっぱなしで終えようとするなんて。
エンジェ、いい駒だったじゃない。とんずらしたベアトを引きずり戻してゲームを再開させてくれたわ。バトラをやる気にさせすぎちゃったのはさすがに参ったけどね。
バトラは情に弱いって分かってたから。
確かにあいつ敵であるベアトにも手加減しかねない雰囲気があったわね。
前回の流れから下手するとベアトに同情しておかしな方向にゲームを流すかもしれないってエンジェはバトラがゴールを誤解した時に再誘導するための切り札よ。本当はもっとサポートさせてそれから切りたかったんだけどね。いきなり切らされたわ。仕込みに随分かかった駒なのにもったい
例の名乗っちゃダメルール枷にしておいてよかった。あれを設けなかったら兄弟タッグ大活躍でベアとはあっという間に飲み込まれてゲームエンド。
一気に畳みかけるチャンスかと思ったんだけどあんたのマークがきつくてうまくいかせなかったわ。ああ、もったいない駒だった。
当然でしょ。あんなずるい駒とっととリタイアしてくれないと困るわ。まあ結果的にゲーム中断を阻止する活躍をしてくれたし、それは私にとっても助かることだった。互いの利害が一致する活躍をしてくれたという意味においては本当に素晴らしい駒だった。
This music is unsettling me. This is the Mario music.
Is it?
This is like Mario's Happy Dream World music.
Huh.
The Mario and Sakura Taro theme, I think. It's like the theme that Mario... Remember when Mario and Sakataro had like their sleepover where they stayed up late?
Yeah.
Counting the jelly beans and stuff like that? I think this was the music that played.
It does. Is it a different,
Arrangement of it?
like instrumentation?
I think so too.
Variation of that?
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
gonna say. This sounds like a different variation of it. I forget
Yeah,
what
I
this track
thought
is
so,
titled
too.
though.
It's like more, almost more like childish and playful than.
Yeah, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
バトラと同じで単純な子だったから簡単に私の言いなりになってくれたわ。駒にするならバカか直情型よね。ああ、本当に惜しい駒だったわ。
その子も今じゃひき肉ねえ。後で一緒にそれでハンバーグ作りましょうよ。あ、餃子の方が好きだっけ？妹味ってどんな味かしら。
Oh my
笑
gosh.
える。
Good lord. That is.
あんたそんな余裕でいいの？エンジェのおかげでバトラは奮起ベアと猛追し始め今やだいぶ私が有利なゲーム展開だと思うけど。というかバトラ今回でこれまでのほとんどの謎を解いちゃったんじゃない？
はあ？とんでもない。バトラの青き真実なんてほとんど外れてるわよ。
What?
ベアとのぬるい赤なんてそんなだらけだもの。
Oh, oh.
多少は知恵の回る子だったら適当にへりくつ並べりゃ簡単にすり抜けられるわ。
I could almost feel that. I could almost tell that
I-
the second part.
But I don't think that it was meant to be right. It was just meant to be a way, a possible way to counter her.
I think she was
know?
purposely leaving holes so that he could like slice her up and kill her.
You think so?
Yeah, like what we were saying. She seemed like she was like suffering and wanted
Wanting
her.
to die.
Yeah, yeah.
ああ、本当にイライラしたわよ。私だったらどれもこれも徹底的に赤で切り返してるわ。
あら、そうだったの？私はてっきりあれらが正解だと思ってたわ。小型爆弾を飲み込ませて云々はさすがにどうかと思ったけど。
バトラの青き真実だって全部が有効になってはいないわ。ベアとは第一のゲームにおいて身元不明死体についてその身元を全て保証する。これによりバトラの エヴァ秀吉の密室殺人の犯人は偽装死体を演じ
Wait,
た
she
何者か
guarantees the
という
identities
推
of
理が破られてる
All
の。
unidentified corpses.
meaning...
Meaning
is-
that... Meaning that there's no way that someone could have faked their death? Or...
I don't know. That statement is weird.
yeah, I'm not exactly sure
Can somebody in the comment section explain what this means? Because I'm kind of confused about this. I don't remember exactly what she had said at first about guaranteeing the identities of all unidentified corpses.
She guarantees it with the red? Is that what she's saying? But I don't remember that ever being like something that was set down as something she could do. I'm really not sure.
次にボイラー室のカノンは事故死だったろうとしてるけど自分の胸に杭が突き刺さっちゃう事故って何よバッカじゃない私が赤き宝刀とやらで切ってやるわよ
Then do it!
カノンは事故死ではないその次の客までの源氏たち3人
Yeah,
の
she just
殺
did
人
it.
の
I thought she was
時計
bullshitting.
回りに同時に射殺して死に合ったとかいう相打ち殺人も滑稽だわ源氏熊沢南條は殺人者ではない最後の
Damn.
夏日殺しのトラップ X もバカバカしいわ
Wait, so Nanjo didn't kill anybody?
トラップじゃなくちゃんと銃
It
を
was
構
a
えて
real
引き
shooting
金を
murder
引い
with a
て
gun
し
raised
っ
and
かり
trigger
射殺
pulled.
したのよ
Wait, but did you see what she just said?
She just ruined your entire life
She said
By-
Nanjo didn't kill anybody.
by proving that Nanjo is
What the
totally
fuck?
innocent. And you just can't deal with the fact that Nanjo didn't kill
He had to kill at least one person.
I don't think he killed anyone. There's a possibility he was a collaborator, but
Oh yeah, he definitely collaborated. He was the person that orchestrated this. Then he just had people carry out his dirty work.
you have it so out for Nanjo. It's ridiculous. What do you have against the poor guy?
He's not poor. He's been reaping all of Kinzo's benefits. Kinzo's been going mad, and Nanju's just been terrorizing everybody, and acting like he owns the place because he's the only one with a sane mind. So he's been taking advantage of Kinzo's insanity.
That's actually not a bad theory.
He's been stealing all the food, obviously. Okay, I'm sorry.
Woo!
I'm sorry.
Wow. Alright.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Alright, everyone. We solved Umineko. Let's go home. We got it. We did it, guys. It was all Nanjo.
ご愁傷様
So somebody did kill Nansui at the end of the first.
あんたダメよ
Yeah.
そんなこと赤で言っちゃあの子夏日の銃弾を魔法で跳ね返して殺したってことにしてるんだから
Wait a minute. So, the same weird ways that Battler is trying to explain, it's trying to deny magic, is the exact same ways that Beato is trying to prove its existence.
Well, they're both using wacky reasonings, but Beato is trying to prove its existence, saying it was
With
her
magic.
magic, and Battler's saying it was
Battler
some
is
weird
trying to
trap.
prove it. Yeah. But that means that Baron Castell is like denying the existence of magic then.
Well, Lambda Delta is at least denying the existence of magic in that murder specifically.
Right.
第2のゲームの青き真実だって甘すぎよ礼拝堂での6人の殺害時犯人は礼拝堂内にいた
Oh,
わ
okay.
あいつ何でもかんでもトラップ X で説明して
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, Beato did appear and she called them all to the chapel. And we saw her meeting with them in the chapel.
That's very true, yeah.
So that does make
that's
sense.
Good memory. Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
ト
Huh.
ラップ X って何よ。使用人室で南條と黒沢が殺された事件
Did you see the end of that
カ
line?
ノンの名前を世襲したという
No,
の
what
も
was it?
滑稽
It was
だわ
that guy tries to explain that little everything with Trap X. What the heck is Trap X? Some weird mystery novel cliche? Breaking the fourth wall here.
That's funny.
カノンの名を名乗ることができるのは本人のみ。 異なる人間が名乗ることはできない。
Wait. The
No
only
other person can adopt.
夏日の部屋の
he said the only she said the only thing that can go by the only person that can go by the name canon is the person. That was weird wording.
It was weird.
The only person that can go by the name canon is Canon himself.
Is the person himself.
But
No other human can adopt that name.
the only one who can go by the name of Canon is the person himself. She didn't say Canon himself. Usually she'd say the only person who can go by the name Canon is Canon himself.
Right. But
But
the
she
person
said person
is a
himself.
big word switch.
What is
Because that can be interpreted differently.
that? Could mean that Canon's actually somebody else. Somebody else is actually named Canon. What if this whole time? What if this whole time they're like, oh, gotcha. Actually, Genji's real name is Canon, and Canon's real name is Genji.
And Shannon's name is actually Kumasawa.
Yeah, I that seems rather improbable though. So maybe I'm reading too much into this.
I don't know. I mean, I think we read a lot into it, but I think that helps us keep critical of it, you know?
I agree.
So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
ローザがマスターキーを管理して以降、それらすべては一度たりとも彼女の手を離れていない。夏日の部屋を開錠した時にバトラに貸し出した際を除いてね。まだまだ続くけど、ざっと軽く見てもこんな感じかしら。
軽くも何もあんた第1と第2のゲームにおけるバトラの青き真実あらあらなんてこと
あらあら。
バトラがそれを聞いたら
ね、ベアとは全然追い詰められてなんかいないのよ。あの子やっぱりなかなかの役者だわ。きっと今回のゲームでは一見追い詰められたふりをしてみせて、次のゲームあたりでバサーッと赤で一刀両断にしてバトラをびっくり仰天させる作戦でしょうよ。それできっとまた大笑いしながら言うんだわ。魔女はピンチになんかなりませんって。
じゃああのベアとの追い詰められたみたいな悲壮感は全部演技なの？
そうに決まってるじゃない。あいつ本当に大女優よね。全然追い詰められてなんかいないのに、最終回顔負けのクライマックス感だったわ。
I think that's bullshit. I think she actually wanted to die there and wasn't acting about that.
I don't know what to believe. Because I'm still skeptical from episode 3, but also at the same time, I feel like they wouldn't do that twice.
Agreed.
You know?
And especially after that whole sin scene.
Right.
今年の助演女優賞はあいつに決定ね。ああ、もちろん主演は私だけど、ベルンでもいいわよ。
私を殺してみたいなことを言って最後に大きな謎を出したわよ。それを解かれたらベアとは今度こそおしまいの排水の陣じゃないの？
やだ、ベルンまで騙されてるの？あんなの排水の陣でもなんでもない。ベアとはね、まだまだどぎつい奥の手を温存してるわ。最後の謎を出すために両腕を突き出した時、右腕だけ下ろしたの気づいてた？
ああ、そういえば あれはそういう意味だったわ。
そういうわ
What are they
け。
talking?
あの子はまだまだ奥の手を残してる。そして何も謎は解かれちゃいない。それをまるで全て完歩されて次回最終回みたいなテンションにしちゃうなんて。つくづくあの子は演技の天才よ。ああ、早くバトルをどん底に叩き落とすところが見てやりたいわ。あの子前回のゲームの北風と太陽作戦ですっかり味を占めちゃったんじゃない？バトラきっとまたベアトに同情してコロッと引っかかるわよ。
See, now I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Yeah,
that that's
me
what's
too.
happening.
This is super convincing.
女の涙は一粒で男を騙せるからね。実に安上がりでお得よね。
バトラ、またその手に引っかかっちゃうかしら。二度と同情しないように私もバトラを焚きつけないと。当分はエンジェのひき肉で焚きつけられそうだ
And
けど。
she's mincemeat.
エンジ味のハンバーグでパワーアップ。
Power up, baby.
もちろんこっちも負けないわよ。ここからバトラと拮抗するくらいに盛り返せるようベアトを徹底的にサポートするもの。負けないわよベアトは。負けたら素敵な罰ゲームがあるわよってきっちり脅してるもん。
あんたの罰ゲーム本気でシャレにならないから少し。
ベルに次に罰ゲームをできるときはこうしようって決めてるのがあるの。聞きたい聞きたい。
嫌よ。
もう聞いてよ。あのねベルの素敵なお城に閉じ込めてあげるの。そのお城は真っ白な純白の城壁に囲まれていて一辺高さは10メートルあるの。魔法とズルは禁止。とても飛び越せないわよね。
14億4000万竜兵。話のうちが読めたからもういいわよ。
そこをね毎日一粒ずつの宝石で埋めていくの。それで城壁いっぱいに溜まるまでベルンを閉じ込めてその宝石で埋め殺すの。素敵なロマンチックな罰ゲームでしょ。
Yeah, definitely.
一辺を5倍にしていいから高さを10分の1にしてくれたら今から閉じ込めてもいいわよ。
Damn, girl.
36億竜兵になるわよ。罰ゲームが倍以上の期間になるわよ。あー、そんなにも長い間虜になってくれるのね。ベルン大好き愛してる。
Lambda Delta playfully clung to Baron Castell, who yawned, looking bored, as she stroked Lambda Delta under the chin as though playing with a cat.
ベルンはバトラの勝利にかけてて私は2人が永遠に引き分けになるのにかけてる。それで誰かベアとの勝利にはかけてないの？
かけないわよ。勝率ゼロだもん。
奇跡の魔女に奇跡ゼロって言われるのも本当にお気の毒。私もかけないけどね。絶対
絶対の魔女に絶対ダメって言われるのもお気の毒ね。
Unusually for them, they giggled
こ
together.
のゲームどういう決着に終わるかしら。
Wait, was that their giggling? That sound effect? Has that sound effect throughout this entire VN actually been Baron Costello Lambda Delta giggling, not Beato?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the generic witch giggling laughing sounds.
It could be, yeah, that's true.
さすがにそれだけは読めないわ。だから楽しいわけだし。
もう逃げも中断も許さない。絶対にゲームを続けさせる。逃がさない。これからどんな風に展開していくのか想像。絶対にありえない決着の仕方だけはわかるわ。
ベアトが勝って終わることだけはないわね。
私もベルンもどっちもベアとの勝利にかけてないんだもん。つまりベアとが勝ちそうになったら私たち二大魔女を敵に回すことになる。
そういうことね。私たちの力が最も均衡するのは引き分けとバトラ有利の中間で均衡している場合、ベアと有利に傾きすぎれば私たちは共に同じベクトルに団結してベアとを引きずり戻す。
つまりベアと優勢になった瞬間、私たち二人をまとめて敵に回すってことよ。ベルンと共闘楽しい。
I have no idea what these two are planning, but it doesn't sound too good.
This is some intense witch geopolitics going on right now. I'm enjoying
で
it.
もコンペイ島のお風呂には一緒に入らないわよ。
へえ、コンペイ島のシャワーを浴びながらとろけたマシュマロを塗りたくってあげるのに。
Okay, why is there like weird...
Hot.
What is going on? Why is there weird sexual tension with these?
あの子は私と遊ぶために甘えてきた生きたおもちゃ、お人形だわ。
私、お人形遊びは上手なの。ほんと上手に遊べるのよ。飽きずに一つのおもちゃで何百年も遊べるのが自慢なの。
So maybe... Is Battler not... Or is Beato... Remember that line about... toying with people for hundreds of years?
Yes.
That Beato mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
So, what if that's not... She's not saying that to Battler, but she's saying that...
About herself?
About... Lambda Delta.
About Lambda Delta.
That she's just a pawn of Lambda Delta.
Well, that would make sense why she wants to die, because she's probably sick of this, and she probably... Well, from what I'm guessing is, she doesn't actually want to keep killing these people.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just forced to do it, forced to participate in this game by them, probably.
Yeah. Same thing with Battler. I mean, Bern Castell is just using him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I don't think Beato and Battler really are the players anymore.
No.
They're still pieces, really.
Even if their player forms might seem like they have control of it, their player
They
forms
ultimately
are still it's 4D chess. The players on the board are 3D, and then Battler and Beatrice playing the game are actually on a larger chessboard, a 4D chessboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Lambda, Delta, and Burncaster are in the 5th dimension.
Or the 5th dimension, yeah. Or maybe it's like the game board is the 2nd dimension, Beato and Battler are the 3rd dimension, and then Lambda Delta and Baron Castell are
Yeah, that makes sense.
the 4th dimension.
Yes.
Either
Something
way,
like that.
there's definitely lots of layers to this.
ある時は見た
Oh yeah.
あ
Just
る
like
時は
ogres.
敵対し
Ogres have layers.
永遠にもてあそび続ける。かわいそうにね。あの子はもう
They
私
keep
たちのお
saying
人
that
形
kid too. I guess she's young compared to them.
そういうことよ。あの子は私たちのお人形。私たち二人の望む末路しか用意されてない。つまり、私によって永遠に引き分けが繰り返されるか、ベルンによってベアトが敗北して滅ぼされるか。ベアトが勝って終わるようなことは
奇跡の魔女として宣言するわ。
なら私は絶対の魔女として宣言するわ。ベアトは絶対に勝利できない。そして奇跡は絶対に起こらない。
Say it in red, you frauds.
Yeah, I was just thinking that was probably gonna be in red, but I guess not.
Frauds!
Okay.
Oh shit!
Oh! Okay. Alright. That settles it.
Dear.
That settles it. They're
What does it settle?
it must be that they've been calling the shots and have control over almost everything this entire time, right? Like,
So then
I mean,
what are-
we knew that they were like higher up, but we didn't know that
what is their end
Beijing
game?
was really just a pawn of Lambda Delta, you know?
Yes, what is their end game? Just to mess with people?
I don't know. It's gotta be
Obviously-
more than that, right?
Obviously they're leading this towards the truth of what happened on Rikkenjima being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Ono Daisuke.
Mugito.
All-star voice cast.
Yeah, seriously. A lot of these... I sent you that comparison picture, right?
Yep.
Of the Attack on Titan voice actors.
Yep.
It is still crazy to me that Battler is Erwin Smith. I know you haven't seen the show, but
Ono Daisuke's a lot of people too, so Battler
Yeah.
is... I really like... if I watched anything, I just hear Battler's voice immediately, and I wouldn't be able to stop thinking about anybody else.
yeah. It is a slow process, but I'm getting better and better at recognizing voice actors in anime.
Yep.
It's so much harder than it is in English,
Oh,
at least in my opinion.
I actually... Well, I watch so much anime that I don't... It's not that I watch so much anime, but I don't watch any movies or TV shows, really.
Right.
So, I'm terrible at recognizing, like, English voice actors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, like, I've never really been into watching movies or TV shows in English.
I know a lot of English voice actors from games that I've played, more so than like
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
like
would make
Western
sense.
animations and stuff. So but I mean there are a couple pretty famous, you know, like dub voice actors
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
business.
yeah, definitely, there are. And I'll be at Otakon, and there are a lot of dubbed voice actors and actresses that go to Otakon
Stop
that
by.
people love seeing and getting autographs from.
Mhm.
So obviously, like, the dubbing business is good. So I guess if you watch a lot of dubbed anime, you'd recognize some of the English actors and actresses. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, this is... Okay. According to people in our comment section and on the Discord, we have enough information now to deduce... not to solve necessarily everything. Well, we should be able to solve a lot of it if we actually spend the time going back through it. And honestly, I don't want to go back through everything because that's just a lot of
That
information.
just takes
It
so
would just
much
take
time.
forever. But we
Yeah.
can go back through some of, like, the most important things that we find could be interesting, and we could discuss it and come up with at least some theories. But I feel like right now we could figure out who Beatrice is, because Battler, it seemed like he knew who she is.
And we know that they're connected through Battler's past somehow.
So if we find anything about Battler's past, it might be a good hint. So I'm gonna be skimming through, seeing. I swear there was a scene where we kept talking about. There was a scene where we kept talking about 6 years back, right? Because you know how when we were talking about "Without Love It Cannot Be Seen" and how we kept jokingly repeating it all the time.
Yeah.
I think they did that with 6 years too, because I remember 6 years ago we jokingly kept repeating 6 years ago, 6 years ago, 6 years ago.
Oh, that was like
A
the
while
first
ago.
episode, wasn't it?
It was either the first or second.
Yeah.
But there was
I do
something about
remember
6
that.
years ago that they hammered. They kept hammering 6 years ago. Maybe I'm just misremembering and it's not 6 years ago, but I think it's 6 years ago.
No, I remember that too. That definitely happened at one point.
And they kept hammering it so much, and usually when they hammer stuff like that and repeat it over and over again, it has
ends up
some
being
significance.
Really important.
If we
Yeah.
go back and find that,
That would be huge.
that would be huge. You know what? What I'll do is before we reconvene and record the video for our theory video, I'll make a list of scenes I think are important, and then what we can do is I can open up my web browser and we can just record some of the videos, us going back through and watching some scenes
Yeah,
from our playlist. Yeah.
I would be definitely down for that.
And I'll mark some times of scenes that I find important. If you want to go back through and mark scenes too, go for it. But I'll definitely go back through and figure out like what are some most important scenes that would be cool to rewatch and could add to our theories. New characters and tips. I guess. I guess we have this. Oh, what were you saying? My bad.
I was just gonna say I'll spend a little time going through, see if I can pick up some things that I've forgotten along the way.
Gotcha. Yeah, like
Do everything.
I already have some stuff written down already. So
Cool.
yeah. That hopefully will be somewhat of a help. I'll continue adding to what I have too.
There's got to be something with Battler's mom.
Yeah, like they
there was
really burned that into that was confusing. I had no clue what the fuck they were saying. They were like, "Oh, Asamu is Battler's mom, but she's or Battler is born of Asamu, but Asamu is not Battler's mother." What?
Yeah, or she was saying that the Battler that we know isn't Battler because,
Yeah.
or at least that's how I interpreted it.
But then-
in any case,
I interpreted it like that too, but then she went on to say it again, and I got really confused. I'll have to rewatch that scene to figure out what they were actually saying.
yeah,
Battler missing bound for hell in the witch's embrace, but to the witch that hell is the golden land. Ha. Interesting. Did we see this? Yeah, I think we did read most of these, right?
yeah, all of these we saw.
Except for Battler?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. It is futile for a human like you yourself to dream of killing me. Even if you fire bullets at me, they will merely bounce back as though by a mirror and strike you down. However, there is one single way to kill me. You grasp this method in the palm of your hand. I doubt a mediocre fool like you could ever do it, of course.
Hee 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 hee, cackle cackle cackle.
That's what I wanted to hear. And I feel like we've checked out these before, right?
Yeah, don't think there's anything new.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So with that, I feel like that's the end of chapter 4. We are more than halfway done because chapter 5 through 8 or episodes 5 through 8 are shorter by a long shot.
Okay.
So yeah, they're shorter by a long shot, and I think we're like 65% done right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to start getting some actual answers.
To get some actual answers. Yeah, it's about time. I mean, we can only theorize so much before we actually get told what's going on, and it'll be really cool to see if the stuff we theorized on is right or not. But if you have anything you want us to do, you want to see from us in our theory video, if there's anything you think we should look back on or read or specifically check in on, please put it down in the comments, and we'll definitely try to get through and check out as much stuff as you guys recommend we check out. And that will be super helpful. We're not going to be recording the theory video for a few days, so you have plenty of time from when this goes up. So yeah.
All right.
Any other last thoughts, Matt?
No, I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that
Well,
ending?
I mean, good is a strong word, but I'm, you know.
Yeah, I know. Not today. Not gonna hear
Don't
that
play
intro
the-
again. Anyways,
Well, all right then.
when you guys see us next, we will do the theory video. Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is Ecliptic, and that's Matt. See you guys
Bye.
next time.